thing about ideas from the suggestion box is that they're usually partial. So it's one person's idea, one person's opinion. It doesn't really, nobody else has really looked at it. So it's just sort of the one person looking from their perspective. There is an opportunity in a suggestion box to have other people throw their ideas on top of the original idea. And a lot of good ideas, the kernels of good ideas get lost because they're only one-offs. You really need the weight of a few hundred ideas together to make an idea into action. So basically oh, hang on, there's 3 dot points here, sorry. For the first time today there's been 3 dot points on a slide. But I didn't actually put any dot points, so that doesn't count. But for a suggestion box system to work, the reviewer, you have to have the power to implement, the person who reviews has the power to implement. The reviewer has to understand the downstream implications. So not only does he implement, but he also needs to know what happens if I implement. And the reviewer has to have time to review. So if you don't have time to review, it's just not going to work. That's not to say that they don't all work. And here's an example of one which we set up as tables where it actually worked really well. It was all because it was just this warehouse where they're empowered to do things. It's interesting. There it is, go play. This is a website where not only internal people, but also external customers can go to the website and they put ideas up. So for this one, it's an idea about sending a friend a cup of coffee online, which I think is a cool idea. So the idea is that if you like somebody, you can say, hey, I'm going to send Phil a cup of coffee over in whatever city he's in. No problem. And I send you an email voucher and you go to Starbucks and present the voucher and you get a free cup of coffee, which is pretty cool. You'd sell a few things online. It's not really about the idea though, it's about how the idea system works. And here, what happens is you put your idea up on the website and people vote for your idea up or down. So what happens is the crowd ends up doing the distribution of a bad idea or a good idea. So that saves that senior management, the hexagon, from wading through all these ideas. So they can just look at the top ideas. And also, And the other thing is that you can build onto it. There's a comment section. So what happens is the initial kernel of the idea comes on, and then people from the business or customers build onto that idea. So then what happens is you remove that partiality of the idea from it. So you get a well-crafted whole idea that gets shown to senior management, and hopefully they can do something with that. It's a lot more effective than just the scribble down on a bit of paper. And more and more as communications goes this way, we're going to see that ideas can come from not just that inner sanctum, that group, but good ideas can bubble up from pretty much anywhere. So my question then is, if this inner sanctum not really is required anymore in the communication age, what's going to happen in the future? When you look at an idea world where you can get ideas and generate them from anywhere, do we really need these trapezoids as much for their idea? We're going to still pay them for coming up with the way forward? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, they do have a lot more experience in general, but they're less necessary maybe. So it's going to take a open organisation to want to forge ahead with this. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there and sort of let you know about some of the things to think about when putting in an idea program, because chances are at some point in your life some manager might say to you, we need an idea program. If they do, just email me. Because there's way more problems than just this. Don't put a big prize out there would be number one, because you just get these glory hunters looking for the idea, for the prize rather than looking for the idea. But I just wanted to sort of raise that awareness for you for when you go out into the world and be managers. And I'm sorry to be grossly educational, but for management, but that's cool. Good.